Hi, Alex and Julian. Thanks for being with us with the Mexican audience. Tell us about the origin of the story. Tell us about that Morocco legend and how did you come up with the idea, Julian?
Um,
Ouais.
to- okay.
Vas-y,
So,
si tu veux.
okay. So I live since ever in a city near Paris with a big hood, a big suburb with a lot of people from Morocco. Because you must know that in France there are a lot of people
A large
from Morocco
population,
who
yeah.
live in France, and I love a lot of friends from this hood since I am a child. And each time I ask them, what is your biggest fear? Because I love ask this question to all my entourage, and the answers with Morocco people was at the same time the same. My biggest fear is Aisha Kendisha. So it was incredible because it was at the same every time it was the same answer. You can ask to a young guy from Morocco and an old guy from Morocco, you will have the same answer. Aisha Kendisha is my biggest fear. So with Julien, we start to looking some information about this woman, this legend, and it was for us a great opportunity to make a movie about her. So we try then to bring this legend in our own world, in France, in particular, in suburb, and we try to make a crossover between these two worlds: the mythology from North Africa and the suburb in France, the hood. And we try to make an original movie with this idea to make a crossover between these two worlds.
Yeah, Julian?
Yes, it's I didn't knew about this legend, and when Alex told me about this woman that was all covered with a robe, and the particularities that she has goat's feet, and I thought it was like really incredible, and as Alex said, we started to do some research, and we discovered that this legend is really close to many of others legends from all over the world. Almost every country has a mythology about women that are half animal, half human, and with the mermaids, the and so we the Moroccan legend was really a feminist legend, because the creature attacks only men, and we thought it was really interesting to bring that old legend in our modern world.
Guys, can you tell us about the cast? How was working with girls? Can you tell us about the casting process? Why did you choose them?
Ouais. Vas-y, Alex.
Non, je t'en prie, Comme tu veux.
No, it was a real casting process, and because we wanted to have girls that would be able to talk and act like real girls from a neighborhood, from suburbs, and we wanted them to be like really the most authentic possible, and so we've done this very long casting, and the three that you have on screen are were the best at the time, and they all brought something really different from the other, and but what was really the more important for us was the fact that they were like able to talk like, you know, and like regular girl from the streets, like talking with slang and you know, being yes, how can I say, like reliable for, no, not reliable, but for the audience to identify itself to her.
Alex, do you want to comment?
Yeah, it was for Julien and I, the casting was a little bit unusual because for the first time we worked with some actors who were totally beginners in the job, you know. For example, from the 3 girls, 2 of them were beginners. So it was like you know, not like a trap. Comment tu dis à Paris, Julien? So
A bet.
It was
a bet.
Like
a
bet.
bet.
A bet, you know. Yes, exactly.
Right.
A bet. Sorry. Because a lot of them were beginners. So, for example, the guy who plays the Mathilde's boyfriend, the guy who slapped her, he was totally a beginner too. So it was very, very exciting for us to work with fresh actors and not actors with a lot of experiences and who know all the tricks on the set. So it was like doing a first movie for a lot of people and for us too, because it was totally new to work with all these young and fresh actors.
We don't get a lot of horror movies from France. We usually with comedies. We get great dramas. Why a horror movie?
Because it doesn't work in France. Horror movies in general, I appreciate in France, but only if they come from USA. For example, a movie like Martyr or like Frontiers are very successful all around the world and very cult. But in France, nobody knows these movies. So it's very difficult to us to exist and to do some horror movies, because in France, like you said, you can do some comedy, some action thriller, or some drama, but it's not in our culture to bring some horror and fantasy and science fiction on the screen. So it's strange, because it's a paradox, because in France we invent the cinematography and the gore with the Grand Guignol, but it was a long time ago, just before the La Nouvelle Vague, the new wave, who kill all that kind of movies in France. And it's for real, because the new wave is the absolute anti, je sais pas comment on dit, the absolute contraire, opposite, sorry, of what we do with Julien. And so it's very, very difficult. All of our movies are well known all around the world, but in France, nobody cares. And it's hard to explain, because I think people in France are suspicious with French movies when they have the choice in theater to watch an American horror movie and a French horror movie. They will go to watch the American horror movie, because for a lot of people, for the French audience, French horror movies are crap, are not well done, not well played. So it's difficult for us to exist, but that's the game.
Julien, your motivations for creating a horror movie?
No, you know, with as Alex said, it's really complicated, and it always has been. We've made our first movie, À l'intérieur, inside, like 15 years ago now, and honestly, the business in France hasn't changed so much. It's still as difficult as it was, and but if your question is why we are continuing to do some horror movies, the answer is quite simple. That's because we love that, and with Alex, we always have loved this genre, and so every script that we wrote is about fantasy horror, is about the genre that we love as an audience. When we watch movie, that's what we prefer to watch. So why horror? Just because we are into it since we are kids, and we don't know, we wouldn't know how to do a comedy, or yes, because it's the main type of movie that you can find here in France. It's comedies. So but that's not what we want to do, and that's not what we want to see and watch on a big screen. So we are trying our best to create French horror.
But we are smart with Julien, because like I said, if the audience have the choice between an American horror movie and a French horror movie, the audience will go to watch the American horror movie. So just after Candisha, with a real French horror movie, we shot another movie, and the title is in English, The Deep House. The cast is English, is American. They speak in English, but it's a French movie. But for the audience, it was an American movie, because the title was in English and the cast is from USA. So the audience say, hey, cool, it's an American movie, and it works in theater. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we have
fooled the audience.
Yes. Hey,
it's a common thing in Mexico as well. Yeah. Guys, finally, I want to ask you if there's any chance that you can recommend the movie to the Mexican audiences. I know if you have some words in Spanish for them, or if you just want to say something in
Spanish.
If you have anything in Spanish, vayan a ver Invocando al Demonio. Go and watch Invocando al Demonio in theaters.
Si quieres ver una película de terror muy diferente, ve a ver Invocando al Demonio.